My name is Alice Carley, and I am the conservator at Sibley Music Library at the Eastman School of Music. I take care of all the books and scores on the shelf. I've been doing it for 30 years. I even wrote the book about it back in 2003. Actually, I'm in the middle of a revision of that for a second edition. And normally, every summer, I teach a course for music librarians in conservation and preservation of music library materials. It's a week long, it's intensive, it's hands-on, and it's not happening this summer. So instead, I thought I would do a course on how to do home bookbinding in your kitchen, since that's where we all are this summer. And you don't have to be a music librarian. You don't even have to be a musician. If you want to learn home bookbinding, this is the course for you. I can tell you how to get all of the materials that you would need in terms of actual bookbinding supplies and tools, but I will also tell you, show you, and will demonstrate using, for all the techniques, things that you could find around the house or at your supermarket, so that you can do home bookbinding at home with what you have at home. Here's what's covered in the course. I'll teach two kinds of binding. The first is where you take a sheaf of papers, there we go, and you glue along one edge, and you make a cover and glue that on until you've got a standard sort of book. You'll notice that this is the first time I've tried making a cover out of cardboard and old pants. I definitely don't like working with book cloth that is not starched, and so I will also cover how to go from regular old cloth to starched book cloth using flour and water. This came out very nicely. You can cut a nice straight edge with a knife and it glues well, so I'm very pleased. I will also show a sewn binding. It's the kind we generally use at Sibley when we've got something we care enough about, because music gets a lot of hard use. This is sort of your nuclear binding. You start with signatures, that is, pieces of paper folded in half. Each of these pieces of paper is a half a sheet of typing paper, and I folded those in half down the middle. We're going to sew through the fold, and I'm sewing around tape, in this case ribbon, and I've also added more old pants hinges to the two end signatures, and I've left this side unattached. So you can see how the sewing is. You'll attach it like that and glue that hinge down, and then you cover the glued hinge with a nice doublour, and I used just, like pretty pictures out of magazines. And there you have your own little blank book. Or you can print and fold, and I'll show you some more about that, and either double fan or sew, anything you like. Going from sheaf of papers to this using the double fan bind took about half a day. Depending on how many signatures you use, you could do it just about the same with the sewn binding. For the musicians among us, or anybody who just has a few things they want to attach together somehow, or anybody who would like to make signatures that are bigger than what you can get by just folding a smaller sheet of paper in half, I will also show how to first go through the steps that it takes to print double-sided on a home printer. I will show you the free software that you can use to crop PDFs so that they'll fit the pages nicely that you want to print them onto. I will show you how to trim and glue sheets together down the middle. There's some tricks to it, but it's quick and easy, so that you have big folios. And I will show you, if you've only got one of them, how to sew it down the middle so that you don't have to use a stapler, because, long arm staplers, well, maybe you have one. At any rate, I sewed this one with black thread so you could see the sewing. You'd probably want to do it with white thread so it's not so noticeable. But it's handy if you've got just a few sheets. So, what about books you already have and have loved half to death? We get quite a few of those in libraries. Here's a guilty secret of mine. I did this when I was 15 and really struggling with Brahms. Over the course of the class, I will be repairing the tears. And by the way, there's good ways and bad ways to repair tears. I'll show you those. I might or might not erase the marks. I mean, they're things I did for music, what the heck. But I can show you how to erase things you wish you hadn't written in books. And I will also show how you can actually put this book together. We'll be using a version of the double fan bind that I've mentioned earlier. So this will end up better than new with hard covers. Another kind of damage that you can use your new binding skills to repair is, you know, the books where the spine covers have fallen off. You can make an entirely new spine cover and have it be sturdy enough to last forever, the rest of your life anyway. And in this case, I still had the old cover, so I glued it on the outside. We'll be doing all of that. There are some older books and scores that are beyond repair because they are too brittle. I'll show you a double fold test. If you fold over a corner, fold it back, and it falls off, you probably won't be rebinding that book. I can show you how to and where to look for replacements that are out of copyright, that are digital copies you can print and bind for yourself. I will also show you tricks for using a home scanner to scan old paper so that what you print out looks like new and is easy to print. Finally, I will also show you how to soak paper, which can be used to remove dirt. It can also be used to remove acid. I don't usually do this in libraries because you can't soak an entire book, you get a wet pulpy mess. But you can use it for single sheets. And once paper has been soaked in water and has re-dried, it is often stronger than it was before. So if you are lucky, you might be able to even resuscitate some of the paper that was really on the edge of brittleness. Finally, I take requests. I do this for the music librarians, and I'll do it for you. If you have a problem child that you'd love to do something about and you just don't know how, as soon as you register for the course, let me know and we can discuss how to deal with it, and it might be something that I will show everyone else too, because oftentimes the questions that people come to me with are the best ones. So, now you know what's covered in the course, here's how to register. The easiest way to find it is to Google Eastman Summer Preservation. The first result in the list should be my course, Music Preservation for Musicians at Home. Like I said, you don't have to be a musician to sign up. And there is registration information. There's a button on the site, and there is also my contact information if you have questions before you want to register. The course costs $200, and as soon as you do register, I'll start sending you links to videos and also all the information you need to set up your home binding studio. During the week of June 29th through July 3rd, we'll all convene with Zoom conferences to go over all the techniques, get your questions answered on the spot, and get you started on your individual projects. After July 3rd through August 7th, the rest of the summer session, your questions, whether by phone, text, email, Skype, Zoom, whatever, will be my top priority. After the end of the course, after August 7th, feel free to keep in touch with me by email. I'm always happy to answer questions for old students, and I hope you become one.